Workplace toxicity and mental health, the consequences can be devastating. Severe, long-lasting consequences on employees' mental health. Constant exposure to stress, anxiety, and trauma can lead to a range of mental health issues, particularly anxiety and depression, right? Because if it's Sunday night and you're fearful of going to work Monday morning, okay, that's going to create a very dreadful feeling for you. And I remember reading somewhere where they said that most heart attacks occur Sunday evening, right? Because people don't want to go in Monday. They're afraid of what they're going to have to deal with. So,
Very interesting, Mr.
yes.
Bruno. Oh, wow.
And then of course there's depression, right? People may feel so out of it that they may not even want to go to work. So this impacts attendance, right? People are going to take more days off than necessary because they just don't want to go in because the environment's so toxic.
And you have also post-traumatic stress disorder.
Absolutely, because even if you, let's say you leave that job, right, and you move on to a better or healthier work environment, right, that trauma that you suffered, you're going to still bring with you, right? And that could even impair how you engage individuals at your next job, right? Because you may feel very, I guess not paranoid, but very suspicious or fearful of people around you after going through that.
And how will you address substance abuse or use in that aspect?
Substance abuse is also an issue as well. And of course, that will impact attendance as well as performance, right? Because if people aren't happy, if they don't feel safe in their work environment, they may be likely to medicate themselves by using drugs.
It is unfortunate. And I'm going to briefly share an experience that I encountered once with somebody that I work with. I never knew that the person, was dealing with
workplace toxicity.
And to come to realize one day, I gave the person a ride and I smelled alcohol
on their breath.
And I said, what's going on? And the person broke into tears. And I said to the person, is this something you want to talk about? If you don't want to talk about it, I'll respect that. However, you're still gonna need to address it. So, and the person, 2 days later, decided to break down all the hard time that was going on at work.
And this person did share.
And, and that person shared with me. And myself, I could not contain my tears. I started crying as well because I felt so bad for that person who had kids, who had a family. And I said to the person—
And you felt empathy for them.
It's not good. That's the time to consider to do something. And I could not be more happier when I've heard that the person finally decided, to quit the job.
And they did find something better, I hope.
Whatever that it is at this moment, I understand before anyone consider to quit a job, you have to make sure you secure another one, because at the end of the day, the bills are still there to taking care of, but there will be time where you cannot even focus on the bills. You have to focus, first on your well-being.
Absolutely.
Because your well-being, your mental health is the most important thing. If you got to a point where, you have to consume alcohol almost every night,
in order to cope,
before you even make it to work, you have to make sure that you are under the influence of something, then that's the moment for you to call out.
If it's so toxic to that point where you have to constantly medicate yourself, it's time to leave, okay? It really is. Now, I would say in most situations, most toxic situations, it's of course wisest to secure another opportunity before you leave, right? But if there's a situation that's so bad to the point where the minute you plant your foot into the office, you're already feeling sick, it's time to go. Let me just say that a toxic workplace is more likely to change you than you are to change it. So at the end of the day, it's not worth your health, okay? Your health is the most valuable thing that you have, and you have to protect that at all costs.
Exactly, very important. And I'm glad that you bring this up. And I read a quote by Dr. Christine Carter once, and she said that, the workplace